What's up? Man, I got such dope. And you gotta understand, I ain't really finna be doing no free shit, man. I mean, all these damn things I'm finna talk about now are serious particulars. And they're part of another thing that I'm doing, which I'm having 3 YouTube videos uh, on a particular subject, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes a piece. And I'm going to charge $50 for them. Now, you don't have to buy them motherfuckers, man. You can just, no I did it and say, fuck it, you don't need it. But what I really am doing is I'm breaking shit down for the alumni in Sidewalk University. So that's enough of that. Let me go ahead on and talk about what I really want to talk about right now. Because see, what you got to understand about me is I want shit to make sense. I don't want to be, faking, having some motherfucker trying to pretend to be whoever, Me, I want to be a motherfucker, period. That's what I want to be, and that's why I'm going to always stand on what I'm talking about, what I believe. Now, I'm all about being a man. Salute. So, I get a lot of questions, you guys, and some of the questions are really this. Rosebud, what's the best way to show your manhood? And I say to myself, what? Well, I really want to know. What's the best way to show his manhood? And I'm going to give you game right now. Because when it's properly displayed, being a man is a joy. Let me close this door. Sorry about that. But it's a joy to participate in. If you got your shit straight and you being as manly as you can, it just feels good. Now, if you claim to know how to speak to women, you better be up on all the little innuendos they use to communicate. Because women, talk. They might say this, but they definitely mean something else. And if you ain't up on what they mean and not able to interpret that conversation, you gonna get misled. See, a lot of women, now you guys don't know this, but a lot of women are angry. They are absolutely pissed off. They pissed off because they fell for the same fucking bullshit you finna run by her. Many times, get involved with some motherfucker and this dude, ain't who he say he is. Well, he might be Richard Smith. But Richard Smith said he got this gang, got that gang, got his shit together, blah, blah, blah. And he don't. So, you don't know how many dudes took this woman through that kind of shit. You really don't. See, you don't know this, but if you use any other words that any one of those motherfuckers who let her down use, she gonna see through the lenses of who she think those fools are. She gonna see you through the lens of whatever disappointed her. Now that's important. Because this is important information for you to know. Because it's gonna happen. So, you gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. And you gotta be collected. So after you speak and get the initial greetings out, you get that shit out the way. Make sure you start paying attention to her demeanor. She has to be acting as if she's interested in talking to you, and her demeanor has to show you this. Now, you gotta understand what I'm saying. Some of you cats will talk to a girl and she looking all over here trying to find this. If you want to do that, baby, go ahead on. I got to go. I'm saying, you got some of them, you talking to them and they, looking kind of mean or, whatever. Man, notice that shit. And I'm going to tell you what to do about it. See, if she has a little combativeness about her, the way she talk, or it looks like she got some kind of attitude, I like them. See, this, you're gonna be a silly motherfucker to try to argue with the bitch. Or to try to debate any point. You can't do that with this kind of woman. See, unlike you, she has serious reasoning behind her position and what she thinks and why she's taking this stance. She don't want to be suckered into no long and drawn out conversation only to find out you a fake ass brother like the last few motherfuckers she met. She don't want that. Since you know this now, you gotta understand that that's what you dealing with when you talking to this broad. You ain't gotta let her know that you see it. But you gotta know you see it. Since you only want to talk, you gotta overlook her little attitude. Because she's gonna make sure that you don't get anywhere near her emotions. She gonna make sure you don't get anywhere near her emotions, and surely you're not gonna get anywhere near her heart. Now, once you really understand this, and you noticed that she's got a little attitude, all you gotta do, fellas, is say something. Get her to disagree with it. Women be trying to act like dudes, or women be wanting to be equals, but they be always and get her to disagree with something. I mean, nothing serious. Women might be too serious. So just something. Just something she won't agree with. Maybe ask her how she like to cook her beans, and you just disagree with it, or anything, fellas. Just do this anyway. What I'm saying, when she disagrees, you gotta be cool, and you gotta say, "Damn, that's it." And you gotta act like something just came to your attention. And when she say, what's it? You gotta calmly tell her, I was wondering why I feel such an attraction to you. You do know that opposites attract, don't you? Now, she gonna smile. And that's your sign. Let me change that. You want her to smile. Some of them might not. Now, you ain't really want to talk to her. You didn't put too much into her already. But what I'm saying, if she smiles, that's your sign. That's your sign that you can smoothly begin controlling that goddamn conversation, because she's already getting into you. She didn't know she was going to get into you because you didn't go the route every other nigga go. You went a smoother route to get her to kicking it with you and overlook her anger for a moment. Because she going to remember as soon as she think, oh, God, I'm getting too loose. She going to remember. But you ready for that too. Man, With your next few sentences, you want to continue talking about what the opposite conversation was. And explaining your point or describing why you think this. And don't just take all the conversation. Let her say whatever her position is. And if you can get her to use the word opposites, man, you definitely in. But she may not. Even if she don't use the word, all you got to do is ease into the conversation. Ease the conversation away from opposites. You want her to use the word opposites. That's only so you'll know that she really involved in your conversation. But if she don't, or if she did, in either case, you want to move the conversation away from opposites. Whatever you got to say, and you want to put emphasis on how much you can see you and her have in common, and how much you actually think you could have in common if, we kind of talked. And I'm telling you, from there, you can take that conversation down there anywhere you want to. Because you handled this bitch and her attitude. That's all she wants. She's been trying to find you. You just gotta learn the reality of having confidence. Because you cannot do any of what I just said unless you're extremely confident. Now, if you are, you are. But you motherfuckers say you're confident because you're willing to wake up and go outside. That's not confidence. See, you don't need to wait until you get your taxes or until your birthday or New Year's. You don't have to wait for no occasion to man up. Resolution this, resolution that. Next week when I get my shit straight, I'm gonna woo-woo. All that bullshit. That's procrastination. What if you think of the goddamn shit and it's important in this motherfucking February? What are you gonna do? This is gonna be my New Year's resolution. Man, this is dope. And for the next 10 months, you're going to wait and not do this dope thing. Oh my God. Some of you guys like that, not all of you. But I'm just saying. Are you going to wait until New Year's to do it? Fuck no. When you think anything, you need to do that thing as soon as possible. Waiting around until the time is right is no more than procrastinating. If you want to progress, you need to stop procrastination. You need to stop all the procrastination about your duties to yourself as a man. Excuse me. If you want to get better, if you want to learn how to recognize when you get in action, you got to get out. And you got to do what I tell you to do in the course. You got to speak to a lot of women every day. Every single day. And when you make it your duty to speak to a gang of women daily, see, you're going to eliminate that mental need. Man, I need a bitch. I need to talk to a brother. You're going to eliminate that shit because it's going to be automatic. The kind of man that you trying to be, the kind of man you want to become, is a person who acts on instinct. You don't want to be a person who can't trust his thoughts. You want to be able to think about something, and because of how much you trust yourself, you know you ain't gonna think to do no goddamn harm or no illegal activity. Therefore, you can trust your damn thoughts. You can trust the first thought that comes to your mind on a particular subject. Because you know you've trained yourself to only think in the progressive manner that we're talking about. You've gone through the changes that eliminate all that bullshit that you was thinking is going to get you killed. Nah. And you got to believe what you think so that you can tell the bitch, so that you can wait and let your play develop. If you talking to the broad just because of what you want, you know, you got to play. ABPs always be playing. You can't just want something. You got to play or you going to get played. That's just how it goes. What I'm saying is this. Once you're comfortable, once you've done what you think, the first thing you thought you'd do it 5, 10 times, those actions that you are building will become instinctive. They will become instinctive for you. First, you got to make yourself do it. Man, I see, baby, I got to get right over there. You got to just do it. You got to make it. You got to say it to yourself, oh, man, I need to tell baby whatever. You do that, and it works out for you, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever amount of times. You're going to find yourself looking over there and headed right over there. And as you get to, you say, man, I'm going to get that baby. Woo, woo. That's automatic, baby. That's how I go. I'm not going to sit up here and tell myself what I need to do. Shit. That ain't no confidence. Man, you guys, it's not important how many women you speak to every day. Long as you do it to every motherfucking one you see that day. You might only see 4 women that day. If you spoke to them all, you're doing what I'm talking about. But if you see hundreds of women, you got to speak to at least 20, 30 every day. See, you got to understand this. Because I do. And this is what I teach motherfuckers in my goddamn sidewalk university. That's why when they graduate, they are sharp. Sharp as fuck. Because they know this shit I'm finna say right now. Because they know when they want to talk to a woman, they become a Picasso. And that woman, she's a canvas. And this Picasso looks at her and he decides what he want to tell her. And the words come out his mouth, draws a picture on that blank canvas. And as he's talking, he's painting. And the more he talk and the longer he paint, the clearer that motherfucking bitch can see that picture. And pretty soon, it's going to be almost completed. And she going to want to buy it. But she can't buy this picture until you complete it. And guess what, baby? Even when I finish this outline, it's just the first part of it. So if you really want this complete picture, we got to kick it a little bit more than this and a little bit deeper. What that bitch gonna say? You motherfuckers ain't got no game. That's why you fuck with me. So you can get some. Learn how to be sharp. Learn how to play. Learn how to make your words chop a motherfucker up or draw a motherfucker in. Why don't you do that? See, you start out with the hellos and whatever bullshit motherfucker want to talk. But as you speak, this is how you paint. You're listening. God damn it, should I tell you motherfuckers this? Because, all right, listen. This is how you paint. as you speak, you listening for any word or any kind of statement that baby makes that you can take and expound on. Any word, I don't care. Blue, oh girl, your eyes so blue, it's like the ocean. You know, I feel like I could drown in your eyes because I really can't swim, but they just deep, baby, deep blue. I mean, anything she say that you could fucking take and use, you do it. And as you do, be sure to slowly ease little statements that have a little sexual innuendo or overtone to it. Girl, I'm telling you, man, them eyes are so blue. I can imagine skinny dipping in there off the coast of Hawaii. You ain't said nothing sexual to her, but you did say skinny dipping. And if she smiled, you in. Because this is people's brain. That's how they brain work. You have to make them think they thought of this. That's how you get them. But now, you just painting. you just want to bring it to where you want to go in the conversation. So, you're a painter, so you don't want to draw no damn building. So you ain't gonna be talking about no damn building, but you do. You're a painter. You might want to draw an abstract of a motherfucking bitch looking like a New York steak in some hot pants. I can draw that picture with my conversation. God dang, girl, I'm looking at you. Get to licking my lips, girl. You look like a medium rare 12 motherfucking ounce New York steak wrapped in some bacon. You know, with the oh man, I describe it. She get the grinning. And what am I saying? I want to eat you up. You gotta know how to hack game. Because when she smiled at that shit, she already know you looking at the skirt. Fellas, it's easy when you got it like this, man. You just gotta use it. You gotta be brave enough to use the shit. See, most times, you gonna run into a woman that wanna control a conversation, and you can see it. So, it's always best to throw a bitch like that off with a comment. Now, me, I'm a shit talker. So, I'm gonna say something like, you look like one of them damn women who know a little something about everything. And she more than likely gonna smile and accept that as a compliment. And when she do smile, I'ma play on that thought because I know she thinking what I'm thinking now. So I'm gonna say something, well, I try not to take things for granted, and you really don't look like a damsel in distress. Do you need any kind of assistance at all, or do you? She gonna respond one way or another. I don't give a fuck which way she respond. I just want her to respond. And you gonna see 9 out of 10 times she wanted to kick it with you. But you can't just come up to her and spit some shit like that. You know, you gotta build into this stuff. And it don't take no long time. We ain't been talking 15 minutes. So what I'm saying, after she respond, and you see that she really wanted to speak to you, you gotta introduce some humor. So I would say something like, well, my name is Dudley Do-Right of the Canadian Mounties, and if it's anything I can do for you, say the word. Man, this is called light banner. She know my name ain't no goddamn Dudley Do-Right. We ain't in Canada. So she know I'm fucking with her. So she gonna smile. And this light banner is only designed to get a giggle, or kind of a smile to loosen her up. And if it don't get either, you smile and ask if you should move on. Man, she gonna say no. scary. See, it takes hella confidence to make those moves, those kind of judgment calls, and you're doing it on the fly. You ain't planned it. Man, you got to remember, confidence ain't based on not having fear. Real confidence is based on the belief you have in the skills you've developed to handle shit. You've learned and developed these skills to the point you can handle the unknown. You got to begin to really believe this stuff. You got to believe if someone is capable of making changes, so am I. And you got to believe if another man makes it possible for him, I can make the same thing possible for me. You got to believe that shit, man. You can't just repeat it. Once you realize the only thing that stops you from doing what must be done is inaction, you will force yourself. You will force yourself to take immediate action on anything you think. And when you do that, it's about the ADPs, baby. Always be playing. When you develop this mentality properly, you will no longer feel you need to be first. What will happen is you will realize you're it. Every other motherfucker is trying to be first because they trying to be what you've become. You're no longer in competition because you're ahead of first place. There's no place for you except the top, and you can judge. But you don't, because it ain't about judging. It's about the game we have. And it's about as long as this game reside in our mind, as long as we keep this game fresh by being real and not scary, we gonna win. That's what it's about. That's all it's about. That's all I talk about. That's all I want to talk about. That's all you should want to talk about. What you think is who you are. What you eat is who you are. Who you are is who you should be. And who you should be is who you want to fucking be. Because that's where I'm coming from with my new set of videos. I'm out.